Welcome to the American Business Podcast. I'm Kevin Deveci, your host. I'm welcoming you episode 138. We are in season 5 in the American Business Podcast. The American Business Podcast is the voice of American business. As you know, we have a great partnership with missionstatements.com, and here is the quote of the day. The mediocre teacher tells, the good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, and the great teacher inspires. Today's number, $3.7 trillion. That is the US insurance market that is expected to be exceeding $3.7 trillion by 2033. US insurance market is the largest insurance market in the world. All right. Well, we have a great guest today in the American Business Podcast. Let me invite our guest to our virtual stage and let's get the conversation started. Hello, Ian. Welcome to the podcast.
Kevin, hello. Nice to be here.
Thank you very much for being with us in your busy schedule. How are you? How is your week going so far?
Week is going very well. The new year, it always feels like you're playing catch up, and and it's like you're excited about what you did last year, but now you got to figure out how to do it all again this year. I feel like this week things have finally started clicking the way I need them to be.
That sounds great. Well, hey, we have a lot to cover. Why don't we just get started if that's okay?
Let's go.
As a start, would you please introduce yourself and your organization to our listeners and to our viewers?
Sure. My name is Ian Sterling. I work for and at Sterling Risk Insurance. We are one of the top 60 largest insurance brokers in the US, operating in all 50 states, and we offer all kinds of insurance and risk management services.
Can you tell us about your career journey? How did you get started? How your career journey has unfolded over the years?
Sure. Well, I can tell you for sure that I did not go to school for insurance in college. There's a lot of us in this industry that they know a guy or know a person, and they fell into it. They started doing some customer service. I've been working in insurance since 2007, and I started working in what's known as the programs division of Sterling Risk, an insurance program that we would then wholesale to other insurance brokers. So I spent the majority of the last 19 years or so working with other insurance brokers across the country. My first job was to find out why other insurance brokers were not sending us more business that fit into this niche product, right? So you have an insurance program, and the concept is that you put a lot of like type insureds together, and they save money, and they save on efficiency because they all fit the same cookie cutter box. And my job was to travel around to other insurance brokers and say, hey, what are your needs are, and that's what I did in 2007, 2008. And then I started deciding that I wanted to understand more about what causes an insurance carrier to like a risk. I managed a few of our programs, and I moved into the underwriting side. And then for the past couple years, I have been moving over to the retail side, where I'm working with direct insureds now. So my career has I've always been in the insurance space. The question really is which role am I doing? And I have a unique position because in my first few roles, I was representing the carrier, and I would have to assess the ability, our ability to write a risk, and I would underwrite different insurance and insureds. Now, my job is to take an insured and present that risk to those same carriers. So, I like to say, and I'm borrowing this from a trainer of mine, but, I don't really like to sell you insurance. My job is to sell an insurance carrier on why they should write you. And that kind of mentality is really where I like to stay, right? There's a lot of insurance brokers out there all over the country. There's a lot of insurance brokers in New York, which is where we're located. and there's a finite amount of insurance products. The way that I say that you can distinguish yourself as an insurance broker is our level of interaction and understanding of an insured. And where I am today and my roles today, my job is to understand an insured's business, your homeowners, whichever product that you are asking me about, or whichever product that you have needs for. The better I understand you, the better you understand how to make yourself more viable and reduce your level of risk, the better and easier my job is.
Can you tell us about your day-to-day work experience? What are the exciting and challenging parts of your work on daily basis?
So the exciting part about the exciting part about my job is that it changes every day, right? My role and what I do is I identify individuals or businesses that are looking to utilize our services, and I kind of bring them into the team and the risk management team that we have. Just for an example, today I found through a couple of friends that someone had an issue that they were frustrated or they were confused about. They had a question about what consequences could happen with a homeowner's insurance claim. Now, they are not a client of mine, and I am not a claims representative, but I did call that person to say, "Hey, what are your questions?" And I kind of walked them through the basics of what the responsibilities are from an insurance carrier's perspective. Like there's that whole mentality that if I have a claim, I'm going to lose my insurance, and that's not true. If your risk profile changes significantly, then yes, a carrier can decide to not offer you a renewal. But thankfully, there are rules and there are statutes that prevent an insurance company from saying, "Hey, guess what? I changed my mind. You don't have insurance tomorrow." And so that was something that I did today. After that, I reached out to another client of mine who has an upcoming renewal, and I spoke to them about what steps we're taking to provide them with quotes. I then caught up with another client of mine. He has a new venture that he has some questions about, and I was able to give him some advice from an insurance perspective. So from a day-to-day basis, I'm really answering a lot of questions. The challenging aspect really is, or at least the challenging aspect for me, is making sure that while I'm speaking to people and making sure that my next prospect or my next piece of new business is in my pipeline, it's also making sure that the people who work at my agency that are providing the quotes don't lose track of what that's going. So after I spoke to my other prospect, I had a conversation with one of my marketing representatives about a submission that came in last week to better understand that planning. So keeping a lot of balls spinning. My job is to advocate for my clients, and that's what I try to make sure that I have to keep focused on.
What is the secret of your success?
It's hard for me to answer that question. The secret, I would say, to my success is I just kind of touched upon it. Like, I never really lose touch with what I'm doing, right? My job is to protect your stuff or to protect your businesses, right? What I do all day, every day is I provide you with the proper protection so that, God forbid, the worst happens. You don't need to worry about where the money's coming from to get you back to being whole. And remembering that is the secret, right? Because there's all sorts of different things happening every day. Insurance carriers are coming in saying, well, these are the types of risks we want to write. Business partners are coming in, insureds are coming in. I have a client who's been flying back and forth between New York and Chicago every other week, right? And his focus should be on what he's doing, right? My focus is making sure that you as an insured understand where you stand, and the carriers understand where you stand. So the secret to my success is just never forgetting that my job is to make sure that you are protected. And if I keep that going with every conversation I have, that's been kind of like my North Star.
Can you tell us about the state of your industry? Opportunities, updates, challenges in general.
Sure. So the insurance industry is entering, at least by all signs, what is known as a soft market. We have had for the last 8 to 10 years what's known as a hard market, and what that really means is there is less capacity to write insurance than there is demand for it, which means that insurance carriers can increase their rates and be more selective about what they're writing, which then means, from an insured's perspective, that the costs are going up and the options are going down. And that's been the industry standard for a couple of years. Now, we are in New York, and that's been the New York industry for a lot longer than maybe the rest of the country. But on a general broad basis, and again, New York is not unique. Chicago has difficulties. Florida has difficulty. California has difficulties. I mean, there's in a general sense, there is more need for insurance than there is financial capacity to deliver. We are currently entering, as I mentioned, a soft market, but it's a very selective soft market, which means that if you are in a certain type of risk or in different classes of insurance, be it umbrella, be it general liability, umbrella, by the way, is not soft, be it property, which is soft, what that means is that carriers are now looking to write more business, and they're going to be a little bit more forgiving on eligibility, right? And eligibility means that a carrier that would say no to your business last year might say yes to you now, right? But it depends. So what the state, the challenges of a market like this is you have to be very quick and get ahead of it, because there are brokers out there that will call out to my clients and say, I can save you 50 to 100 something dollars per unit just by switching you here. And if I'm not talking to my clients saying that I have a plan for that, that leaves me vulnerable. But at the same time, there are certain niches that won't be experiencing this soft market. And so they may go out and hear that their friend or their cousin or their mother or their sister or whomever just saved a lot of money on their insurance. And then they call me and say, why am I not saving money on insurance? You know, it's very important to properly, it's very important to properly educate my clients and the people that I discuss that it's not as simple as save me money today. It's let's understand what you're paying for. Let's understand why your insurance portfolio was developed this way, and let's see if there's a smarter way to do it in the future.
What is your take on AI? How do you see the impact of AI on business nowadays?
On business or insurance? I mean,
Both.
I would fair enough. So I would say, in a word, monumental. Last week, I'm a member of the National Association of Professional Insurance Agents, the Northeast Division. We held our 2026 New York City Metro Regional Awareness Program, which is a day trade show. I was on the committee, and I organized 2 separate panels focusing specifically on how we in the industry are utilizing AI. One of the panels had an insurance broker, which was the systems manager of my agency. We had a carrier, we had a wholesaler, and then I had a vendor that flew in from out of the country that utilizes AI with risk management. And so the point of this panel was to showcase to other insurance agents different use cases of AI, right? So from a broker's perspective, we have our own version of GBT that's in a secure system so that I can send my clients information into that system and it won't go out and be utilized. I'm using AI to make me to do policy comparisons on a draft basis quicker. I'm utilizing AI to scrape policy data so that I don't have to handwrite things. I'm utilizing AI to do some, I can plug in a client's website and it can pull up the last 5 news articles about the client. It could do an assessment based on the website. I mean, now we're using it as a tool, but it's very important that I don't just use it and then not check it. The thing that we in the insurance industry are utilizing AI for is to make the tasks that used to require a lot of hours and work simpler and faster, but it still needs someone to review it to make sure that there are no errors. Because as you may or may not know, AI is not perfect. It's great at doing things, but it can make mistakes just like anybody else. In fact, a great analogy that I heard is that AI is a great intern. If you were to hire an intern to do the stuff you don't want to do, the intern can do it, but you got to check it. AI is doing the stuff that I don't want to do. I like talking to people, but I have to check it. How is AI impacting businesses? I think in the same way. What it's doing is it's enabling an individual to do more things that used to require a number of individuals. And that's very exciting, but it's also leaving things exposed, right? So from an insurance perspective, if 5 years ago, I can write 5 emails or letters or professional opinions a day. Today, I can use AI to write 35 of those, and they just go out and I'm not checking them. What's my exposure there? If I'm using AI to create an image for a promotion that I'm using, where is the image being drawn from? What kind of copyright provisions do I need to be aware of? If I have a client and I'm stating to this client that I've done the policy review, and in reality, I've just had my AI chatbot do the policy review, where is that level of professionalism? Like there are vendors that are using AI to redefine OSHA compliance, whereas you needed an entire team of people to say that your warehouse was compliant or your workflows are compliant. You can have an AI chat, you can have an AI agentic AI that replaces that and does it overnight. Like I've heard people comparing the use of AI in our industry to when we went from using fax machines to email. And I think that's really like a valid point. Like everyone says AI, but AI is a broad word for a lot of different things. And I'm excited about the fact that we at Sterling Risk, we have systems that allow us to get ahead of it. We're learning, we're utilizing it, and I think that a year from now, what I'm using AI for is like my 10-year-old son is going to laugh at me and say, you were using it for that. I can do that, in my phone, which my 10-year-old doesn't have a phone, but you get what I'm saying.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, AI is a fascinating subject. Okay, well, based on your professional experience, what are the best marketing practices that bring the highest ROI nowadays?
So I have to say I almost hate to say this. I actually really hate to say this. For my industry, the two highest ROI marketing activities that I can do are phone calls and in-person visits. Like I would love to say that I could do an email campaign or a podcast interview or a video interview or a LinkedIn post, and I could tell you that that's delivering the highest amount of ROI. But it's just it while those things do have a broad appeal and people are Googling or searching and will see what I'm posting and they'll see hopefully me on an interview and they'll say, oh, okay, that sounds interesting. And that lends to my credibility. That doesn't translate to someone saying, I want to buy insurance from that person. The highest ROI that I found, and this is, we as an industry are behind, but I also think people still, there's nothing stronger than sitting down next to someone, explaining to them what services that we offer, and then them deciding in that moment, you know what, I am going to talk to you. And then the second, or I'm going to move forward with you. The second highest ROI is a phone call. Again, I had a phone call just today where someone had a question about their own policy. And I picked up the phone, I called them and I said, let's talk about it. And I walked them through it and I explained what their policy covered them for. I explained what their policy didn't cover them for. I explained how my team will service them and what my team will do in the event that this happens and that happens. And at the end of that half-hour phone call, that person said, you know what, can you take over my insurance? And I don't, that doesn't happen for me. And maybe it happens for other people. And if so, I'd love to hear how, but it doesn't happen for me. It's something like this, like it's just, there's still a reluctance, and I guess an understandable one, for someone to make a decision to trust you with their insurance when they don't talk to you face to face in real time.
How would you define leadership, and what are the great leadership qualities a good leader must have?
I am a very big believer in leading by example. I would define leadership as a person, business, or an individual that would set the standard of how you're supposed to act, using an ethical code, and using and how like showcasing the way that you do things. I would think great leadership qualities are empathy. Great leadership qualities are decisiveness. It's and I kind of do this as well. It's like there's this feeling where you're just like you want to get everything perfect, and sometimes you just have to know when to make a decision and then follow through with it. Um, Taking personal accountability. And again, I had mentioned my children. I think a big leadership quality is avoiding blaming people. I know that there is a culture out there, that believes that you have to blame and learn from negative reinforcement, like that. Like there's my father likes to say, um, and he hasn't said it a number of years. I've never met anyone that washed a rental car, and it's the mentality is, if you own something, you put your time and effort into taking care of it. And it's very similar to a career. It's very similar to a leadership. If you take ownership of something, you put the care into it more so than if you don't feel like that it's yours. So a great leader will show you that they own a thing, a business, a team, baseball, basketball, what have you, and then get that team to feel like it's theirs too. If we are all in this together, that a rising tide raises all ships.
Okay, well, have you had any role models, any mentors who help you shape your career journey over the years?
Yes, I have had a number of both role models and mentors, and um, yeah, I've had a few, and what's interesting is that, um, for my journey, the biggest lesson that these role models have shown me and these mentors have shown me is that you can have fun with what you're doing, and still be successful. Like I work when I in 2007 when I started in the insurance industry, I said, okay, you know what? I believe what everyone says about it, that the insurance industry is not fun, that it's about boring paperwork and it's about doing things that you have to do, right? Because my limited understanding of insurance then was you only buy it because you have to. I didn't really grasp that there's a preventative measure. I didn't really grasp that there's risk management involved. And I didn't really grasp that insurance doesn't start with the piece of paper that you buy. It starts with how you work and operate your business, right? And so these role models, I would go out, I would have lunches, I would come home, I would do paperwork. I would go out, I would have business meetings, always by the book. My tie would be, it was just like very fun. And one of my early role models in the insurance industry, um, he challenged me and he said, "You sound like you're miserable." And I'm like, "I'm not miserable. I'm just being professional." He's like, "No, you sound like you're miserable." He's like, "Have fun with it. Find the joy in what you're doing, right?" And the insurance industry, and really all businesses, is about the people you work with, right? If I'm sitting there telling you that this is going to be a miserable experience because you have to do this, then you're like, yeah, okay, let's do this miserable experience. But if I'm sitting here telling you that, like, hey, let's get to know each other, let's find out what you like, let's find out what you enjoy about what this is, right? It's fun. So that was one lesson I learned, and then an earlier role model that I had. His name was Matt. He always started and ended every workday thanking you for coming in, right? Like it was like he was running the office. We'd walk into the office and he would go out of his way to say thank you to everyone for walking into the office. And at the end of the day, he would go out of his way to say thank you for working a full day, right? And he didn't have to. And honestly, he didn't. I don't do it every day, but I do try to make sure that the people that I do work with, the people that do see me, I do think that we spend so much time together, and even though we all have to work, even though we all are here to do the same thing, there's no reason why. Like just it's just a really it makes people's day. It made my day, so I try to do that. I try to pace that forward.
Key career lesson. If there is one key career lesson that you learned the hard way, what would it be that you can share with us?
Yeah. Okay. So if I were to say one key career lesson that I learned, it's you cannot force an outcome. In my role and in my career, that's always been pressure to write a piece of new business to grow. It's that mentality of, if I don't grow my book of insurance, if I don't bring in a new client, like, then that's a sign of failure. And sometimes you really cannot control when someone's ready to make that move. Just because someone says no to you today doesn't mean that you've lost that opportunity. So the hard way, meaning, if I were to meet someone, pitch them on our services, and they decide not to come with me for whatever reason, in my mind, I'd be like, okay, great. Good luck to you. Right. And I wouldn't be gracious about it. I mean, years ago, I would say, okay, well, you know what? If you don't come with me now, it's the opportunity's done. That is the wrong move. Being gracious, understanding that some people don't want to make a change yet, and leaving that door open. You never know when someone is going to come back to you and say, hey, a couple of years ago, you pitched me on insurance. I wasn't ready to move, but you handled yourself really well. I'm ready to move now. There's no way that you can predict when someone will enter or exit your life. So why would you try to leave a bad taste with somebody?
What is the best business career advice that you ever received? And what is the worst business/career advice you ever received?
So the best career advice that I've ever received was about being honest, right? There's a tendency, and again, not that lying is the issue, but like, if somebody has a question about their insurance policy, telling them, even if you know they don't want to hear what you have to say, even if the answer is no, that's not covered, even if the answer is yes, it can be covered, but it's this amount of money, telling somebody that earlier than later is the best advice that I've had. So if you know you're going to deliver bad news, get it out of the way. Wrestle it down to the ground, say it first. The worst career advice I've ever gotten was, I was told that it's my job to be so confusing that your clients need you to understand what they have. And that advice has burned. That advice, I didn't want to listen to it, but I tried it out, and that ruined more relationships than I ever have. It may have worked for some other people, but to be honest, it's just everyone is as intelligent as you are, and treating everybody with respect and giving them the answers they're asking for is the right way to do things.
What is your career advice for the next generation professionals?
My career advice for the next generation of professionals. I mean, I feel like this is going to be pretty typical, but like, don't be afraid to try things. There's so many options out there. There's so many things out there that you can do, and people, I would say people are afraid to just jump into something, I am a generalist in insurance. There's so many different niches that I could do. I have a friend who focuses on cannabis insurance. I have another friend that focuses on restaurant insurance. I have another friend that's focusing on Bitcoin. Um, and these people focused on that niche and they became experts in that niche, and then once they became experts in the niche, they can move on to the next thing. I would say don't be afraid to try something and go all the way in on it, because you really have time to do everything. The only reason why you won't have time is if you don't try to do something.
In this episode, in the American Business Podcast, is there any question that you had expected me to ask you, but I didn't ask you?
Yeah. So I would say that what I expected you to ask me that you didn't is um, something along the lines of what's one piece of advice that I could give to a business owner to save money on their insurance
Okay,
policy.
okay, okay. Let's talk about it. That's a great point. We are all ears.
I had expected it, and my response is that saving money on your insurance policy is a side effect of being properly managed.
Mhm.
Most people, uh, a lot of people view insurance as a commodity. They view it as, I'm going to spend this money. If I spend more money, I'll get great coverage. If I spend middle money, I'll get middle coverage. If I spend little money, I'll get little coverage. And while that is true to a certain extent, yeah, I encourage people to think of it a little bit differently. Um, your business is unique. You could spend medium money and get great coverage if you have the right insurance partner, if you have the right insurance broker. It's not a matter of a trade-off. It's a matter of understanding the steps that you as a business owner can take to manage your level of risk, which then allows an insurance carrier that might not write you come in and say, yeah, okay, you know what? They are doing best in class risk management, and there's somebody that I would take a risk on. But most people don't have that type of relationship with their broker, and they don't even think that they have the ability to influence that. And the truth is, this is not a 1 year thing. If you are looking to save money today, right, then you can eliminate coverages. If you're looking to change the way that you manage your business so that you have a good risk management product, that is a multi-year process that you, at the end of the day, will save a lot, and not just in the upfront costs of insurance, but other ancillary costs as well.
We have a little tradition in the American Business Podcast. I have a question for you coming from our previous guest. And after that, I'll ask you to leave a question with me here. And I'll ask the question to our coming guest in the American Business Podcast. And the question for you coming from our previous guest is, how do you evaluate partnerships? When you are
Oh,
meeting with companies, organizations such as referral partnerships or other forms of partnerships, what type of steps that you take in your decision-making process to evaluate that partnership?
that's a great question. Wow, that puts a lot of pressure on me to ask my next question to your next guest.
Okay.
Um, so how do I evaluate partnerships? Um, the first step in evaluating any partnership is seeing if there's a value alignment. There's if you cannot if you don't start from the same base, if you don't have the same values as to what your end goal is, right? Like we value honesty, we value excellence, we have core values at Sterling Risk that we believe in. Our partners need to have some sort of equivalent to that, because when you have a partnership, you're basically saying to your clients, hey, I recommend this person, I recommend that business, and if the values don't align, that's where you start. And then I feel like if you can find an alignment in values, then the rest of the stuff, I think the rest of the items can work out.
Okay, what is your question for our coming guest?
So my question for the next guest is, um, so I'm gonna go another way. I'm gonna be a little tongue in cheek. I'm gonna say how many different uh, how many different AI tools do you use, and which is your most useful, and which is your favorite?
Okay, we'll make sure to ask that question in the next episode of the American Business Podcast. The next one will be 139th. So looking forward to it. Okay, great. Well, in this episode, is there any question that you would like to ask me?
Yes, I would. Okay, so
Okay,
Kevin.
I'm ready.
Okay, good, great. So podcasting is an interesting thing. I am curious what your thoughts are
Uh-huh.
on what the next 5 and 10 years is going to look like for this, right? Like is
Mhm.
it going to be podcasting? Are we going to be doing things on our glasses? Like what are Kevin's predictions for the future of this type of format?
Okay, yes, absolutely. So the podcasting is the new media channel. The viewership of traditional TV channels are getting less and less, right? So they are getting fewer viewers, and also viewers are looking for flexibility. And with the podcasting nowadays, there are different podcasts in different niches, different areas, different focus areas, for example. So with these choices, the viewers, listeners, they have a lot of options to go for. So the podcast will be, we will see more and more podcasting, and of course, there's going to be some of them will be successful in terms of getting the support and viewership in the podcasting, whether that's an audio podcasting or video podcasting or both. So we'll see that also the podcasting becoming the new media channel to put the word out, to share the news, updates, insights. So we'll see that as well in moving forward. That is why TV channels are not right now trying to be a podcast. They are creating their own podcast. They are trying to catch up with it in their own way. But still, podcasts like ours and others will still starting and doing well, growing. So this trend will continue. And my further prediction is maybe 10, 15 years later. So there is going to be many different podcast channels, right, in the market. Maybe 10 to 15 years later, we're going to see consolidation. Okay. So all these podcast channels will come under larger podcast umbrella. So we see nowadays, we see the smaller version of these, but it's not a large scale yet. But when we see these podcasts are growing and more established, then you'll see some consolidations. That's what I'm also predicting as well in the future. But podcasts are here to stay. That's the future. That's the new media, and I'm glad that we are in it as the American Business Podcast. Great question. Thanks so much. Okay, well, for those who like to continue this conversation with you and learn more about your organization, what is the best way that they can learn about Sterling Risk and get in touch with you?
Sure. So I'm active on LinkedIn. You could find me on my LinkedIn page, but the best way really is to shoot me an email, right? So you can reach me at isterling@sterlingrisk.com. I've like most people, I've got it on my phone, so I may not respond right away, but I will respond and we'll set something up. So yeah, I would say reach out to me via email, contact me on the LinkedIn. You can also go to sterlingrisk.com if you want to learn more about the agency, but to get to me, email it is.
Okay, sounds great. Well, Ian, thank you so much for being with us in your busy schedule, and thank you for sharing your professional insights and wisdom with us.
Thank you for having me, Kevin. It was a pleasure. I don't go far in my Sterling Risk office space these days, but I'm glad to have been here.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Well, to our audience and to our listeners, we'll be right back after a short break. Thank you very much. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Reddit. Do you know the biggest challenge nowadays for American small businesses? That is visibility. That's why we partner with Reddit for Business. Reddit has more than 400 million weekly visitors. Furthermore, Reddit is reliable. Reddit is the number one source for real reviews on products, services, and brands. There is a promotion going on. When you spend $500, you'll get $500 in ad credit from Reddit. True story. I am a Reddit user. Anytime I need feedback or review for a product or service, I go to Reddit. I get the real answers, real feedback from real people, from Reddit communities. Scan this QR code and sign up for Reddit advertising for your business. Get the visibility for your company, your products, and services. Scan the QR code and sign up today. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Anywhere Apps by Kirk Consulting, now Cherry Baker. It is time to digitize and automate your business processes. Anywhere Apps designed for small and mid-sized companies as well as enterprise-level companies to help you digitize and automate your business processes. Today, I'd like to talk about one of the Anywhere apps that's very popular in the US. It is called Nonprofit Management Anywhere. If you are a nonprofit and you like to manage your donations, volunteers, fundraising events, your grants, and other documents for compliance and operational purposes, consider Nonprofit Management Anywhere. It is a completely cloud service. You can start using it today with no need for local installation on your server or on your local laptop and computers. It is user-friendly and it's easy to deploy, and you can start using it today. I have the QR code on the screen. You can scan the QR code and you can learn more about Anywhere apps, including Nonprofit Management Anywhere. Well, there is more. If you'd like to talk to me directly about Anywhere apps, you can just send me an email directly, kevin@kirkconsulting.com. Anywhere apps are modern, they are easy to use, they are affordable, practical, and more importantly, that's designed for you to help you digitize and automate your business processes. Scan the QR code or just send me a direct email, kevin@kirkconsulting.com. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Brother. From large companies to small offices, Brother has powerful printers and all-in-ones for your growing business. Scan the QR code and find the best printers for your needs. When you scan the QR code, you can see the entire collection, business office equipment collection of Brother USA, and pick the one that you like. You'll find printers, labels, toners, all-in-ones, and other office equipment available on Brother website when you scan the QR code. Scan the QR code and start shopping for Brother office equipment today. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Gemini Trust. Gemini makes crypto simple. Find, trade, and buy over 70 different coins, including Bitcoin and Solana, on the best cryptocurrency platform, Gemini Trust. Start trading crypto here. I have the QR code on the screen. You can scan the QR code and start signing up today. Because they have a great customer service, you can reach out to them and get assistance 24/7. Scan the QR code and start trading crypto on Gemini. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Anywhere Apps by Kirk Consulting, now Cherry Baker. Anywhere apps are designed to help you digitize and automate your business processes. Anywhere apps are a family of business software products. There are more than 40 products available for business process digitization and automation. Anywhere's apps are easy to use, they are standalone, and they are also ready to integrate with your ERP and accounting software systems. Today, I'd like to promote APS Anywhere, which is part of Anywhere Apps software product portfolio. APS Anywhere, designed for manufacturing companies. Whether you are a process manufacturing company, food and beverage, chemical, and more, or a discrete manufacturing company, automotive, aerospace, electronics, and more. APS stands for Advanced Planning and Scheduling. APS Anywhere is ready to streamline, digitize, and automate your production planning process. As you know, in manufacturing, production planning is not easy. there are always some bottlenecks and challenges. You need to put together your resources, 3M, man, machine, and material. APS Anywhere designed to streamline this process and automate it for you. It is a modern system. It runs on cloud. It also has deployment options for installation on your server or your private cloud environment. The system is scalable. It comes with unlimited number of production planning scenarios, meaning before you execute, you can see the financial implications and timing of your production planning on APS Anywhere. APS Anywhere comes with a very colorful and easy-to-use Gantt chart so that you can see your production planning on a colorful and easy-to-operate Gantt chart before you finalize your production planning purposes. The system is also integratable. It is ready to integrate your ERP system, MRP system, and other systems whenever there is a need. It is designed for manufacturing companies by manufacturing experts. It also comes with ready-made reports if you like to utilize. Furthermore, on APS Anywhere, you can also use demand forecasting function, meaning based on your past manufacturing and sales figures, the system can predict what will be your demand in the future. This will help you manage your supply chain in a more productive manner. I have the QR code on the screen. You can scan the QR code and you can learn more about APS Anywhere as well as Anywhere App software system in general. There is more. I have a direct line for you. You can send me a direct email, kevin@careconsulting.com. kevin@careconsulting.com, and I'll be happy to hear from you about Anywhere apps, APS Anywhere, or any Anywhere apps that is offered by Anywhere apps by Care Consulting, now Cherry Baker. Thank you for your support. Support for the show comes from DocuSign. DocuSign is the latest, modern, cloud-based digital electronic signature software system. You can sign your vendor contracts, customer contracts, NDAs, and any type of contracts digitally with no need of local installation or no need of keeping your documents on your laptop or your mobile device. Furthermore, DocuSign is equipped with intelligent agreement management that helps you digitize and automate your repeating contracts, whether that's a supplier contract, customer contract, NDA, and legal documents. I have the QR code on the screen to sign up for DocuSign subscription right now. It comes with a free trial with no obligation. You can digitize and automate your contract management and document management processes starting today. True story. I also use DocuSign regularly and it works very smooth. Highly recommended. You see the QR code on the screen. Scan the QR code. It'll take you to their website. Sign up today, start the free trial, and join the team, and enjoy the DocuSign features and benefits. Thank you very much. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Invicta. Invicta is known for its stylish watches, both for men and women. Invicta is offering unisex watches as well. I have a confession. I am an Invicta fan and I've been using Invicta watches for many, many years. This one is 57mm Invicta watch, automatic. Because it's black color, it goes well with my business outfit. And because it's automatic, I don't need batteries for my watch. It gets the energy by me just moving the watch from my wrist. So it creates energy and it can go pretty much non-stop. I have the QR code on the screen, and when you scan the QR code, you'll be able to see the Invicta watch collection. And you can pick the one that you like based on the color, style, and technology. Please scan the QR code, start shopping today, and join me using Invicta. I'm sure you'll like it. Thank you very much for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Just Answer. Real help from real experts 24/7. Experts such as lawyers, doctors, veterinarians, computer technicians, home improvement experts, mechanics, personal tax experts, computer technicians, and many other experts are available for you 24/7 on Just Answer. You'll get your answers anytime during the day, during the night, 24/7, and you'll get your answers from reliable sources. You can scan the QR code on the screen and you can sign up for Just Answer. The answers you need at a price that is right. Scan the QR code and sign up for Just Answer today. Thank you for your support. Support for the show comes from Anywhere Apps by Kerr Consulting, now Cherry Beckert. Anywhere Apps are business software products designed for small and mid-sized organizations. They are ready to help you digitize and automate your business processes. Today, I like to promote Asset Management Anywhere. Asset Management Anywhere is a CMMS software system. CMMS stands for Computerized Machine Maintenance Management System. It is designed to help you manage your assets. Your assets may be your machinery, equipment, your buildings, trucks. You can register all of them on Asset Management Anywhere. Asset Management Anywhere comes with unlimited asset management capabilities. There is no limit, there is no upcharge. Moreover, you can perform your break and fix, preventive and predictive machine maintenance management operations on Asset Management Anywhere. If you have a fleet of trucks, you can also manage maintenance operations on Asset Management Anywhere. If you are performing facility management for plumbing, electrical, and other facility management needs, you'll also enjoy the benefits of Asset Management Anywhere. I have the QR code on the screen. You can scan the QR code to learn more about Asset Management Anywhere and Anywhere apps in general. There is more. I have a direct email for you. You can send me an email at kevin@kerconsulting.com to ask your questions, also to schedule a demo, and I'll be happy to coordinate it with Team Anywhere Apps to show you the systems as well as address your questions. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and I hope you enjoy Anywhere Apps. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Opus Virtual Offices. Opus is offering you more than 600 different locations in the US. It is $99 a month. This includes prestigious business address, professional live call answering, personalized call transferring, business phone number, local phone number, professional mail services, voicemail converted to email. I have the QR code on the screen. You can sign up for Opus today. Opus is offering you hundreds of locations in the US that you can pick any of them that you like. And you can start having your virtual office today. Please scan the QR code and start using Opus Virtual Offices today. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Anywhere Apps by Kerr Consulting, now Cherry Beckert. Anywhere Apps are business software systems, and they are designed to digitize and automate your business processes. Today, I like to focus on Contract Management Anywhere as part of Anywhere Apps software product portfolio. Contract Management Anywhere is an AI-powered vendor, customer, and legal contract management software system. It is modern, it runs on cloud, it's easy to use, and it's scalable. Because of the AI capabilities of the system, software comes with an AI chatbot that you can get your answers about any contracts that you have. Renewal dates, amounts, start dates, and other details can be learned from the system in a conversation. I have the QR code on the screen. You can scan the QR code to learn more about Contract Management Anywhere as well as Anywhere Apps in general. There is more. I have a direct email for you. You can send me a direct email about Anywhere Apps and Contract Management Anywhere, kevin@kerconsulting.com. I'll be happy to help you and help you schedule a demo session with Team Anywhere Apps. Looking forward to hearing from you, and I hope you enjoy Anywhere Apps. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from iStack. iStack is offering you the latest visuals for your marketing projects, advertising projects, and other projects that need communicative latest visuals. Right now, iStack is offering you 20% discount if you start shopping today. I have the QR code on the screen. When you scan the QR code, you can start your shopping experience with iStack immediately. Whether you are looking for visuals designed by professionals or you are looking for visuals designed by AI, iStack is offering you all these options starting today. Please scan the QR code and start shopping visuals on iStack website. Remember, there is 20% discount when you start shopping today. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from YZ. At the American Business Podcast, we always talk about continuous improvement and professional development. That is why we partner with YZ, trust the nation's largest network for tutoring. YZ helps you find the tutor that you need in many different subjects: chemistry, computer, foreign languages, geometry, English, music, physics, reading, SAT, science, and many more. I have the QR code on the screen that you can sign up and start searching for tutors and enjoy the learning experience and continuous improvement as we always talk about in the American Business Podcast. Scan the QR code and sign up for YZ today. Thank you very much. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Anywhere Apps. Anywhere Apps are business software systems. They are designed to help you digitize and automate your business processes. Today, I like to focus on quality management anywhere. Are you compliant with ISO 9001? Are you compliant with AS 9100? Or maybe you are in medical device industry and you are compliant with ISO 13485. No matter what compliance requirement that you have at your organization, Quality Management Anywhere is designed to help you digitally comply those requirements. It comes with ready-made quality document management module, corrective action module, continuous improvement module, customer complaint management module, audit management module, instant management module, and many other modules that you can utilize for your compliance needs. Because the system is cloud-based, you can access it from anywhere. It also has installation capabilities. If you are in aerospace industry, defense industry, and this software needs to be on your private cloud or on your private server on premises, there is also a deployment option for your organization. It is designed for quality management and compliance management by quality management and compliance management experts. I have the QR code on the screen. You can scan the QR code to learn more about quality management anywhere, as well as Anywhere Apps in general. There is more. I also have a direct line, kevin@kerconsulting.com. You can send me a direct email for your questions and or schedule a demo for Anywhere Apps, Quality Management Anywhere, and I'll be happy to assist you in this process. Thank you very much for your support and looking forward to hearing from you. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Norton, advanced tech for advanced threats. Sign up today. Norton offers you different packages to completely save and secure your data and your devices. Each Norton package comes with antivirus, malware, ransomware, and hacking protection capabilities. In addition, there is VPN, private internet connection, dark web monitoring, and parental control capabilities in each package. There is a promotion going on right now. I have the QR code on the screen. You can get up to 60% discount if you sign up right now for one of the packages. There are packages of Deluxe, Standard, Plus, and Select. Depends on the number of devices that you like to connect, as well as the features that you like to utilize when you are using Norton. I have the QR code on the screen. When you scan the QR code, you'll see the different packages and options available for you. Scan the QR code, go to the page that you like to sign up, pick the package that you like to use, and sign up today. True story. I am also using Norton on a daily basis, and I know all of my devices are secure every single day, thanks to Norton. Scan the QR code on the screen and start using Norton today and save your devices and your data in a safe and secure manner with the help of Norton. Thank you very much and enjoy the experience. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Otter AI. Otter is the AI note taker that builds your knowledge and powers your workflow with transcription, automated summaries, AI chat, and more. Get your AI-powered assistant for meeting notes, tasks, and more. Scan the QR code on the screen and sign up today. Otter AI is the latest note taker that you can utilize, and you can set your meetings, you can take your notes, and you can also set up your follow-up actions automatically with the help of the Otter AI. Scan the QR code and sign up today. Thank you for your support. Support for the show comes from Yelp. You know, I've been talking to more than 100 business owners in the American Business Podcast. Do you know the biggest problem for small businesses nowadays? It is visibility. That is why you should sign up and list your business on Yelp for Business. I have the QR code on the screen, and when you scan the QR code, the form will show up on your screen and you can sign up on the registration form. It comes with free trial with no obligation. Make it easy for your customers to find you. Do you know there are more than 70 million customers visiting Yelp website looking for services from businesses just like yours, restaurants, home services, professional services, and many other businesses are being searched on Yelp on daily basis. That's a great opportunity. If you list your business on Yelp, you'll be findable, searchable, and you'll be visible. When you are visible, when your customers are able to find you, you're in business. You can get opportunities, you can get leads, you can build a healthy and profitable pipeline. Consider Yelp for Business. Scan the QR code, sign up, and start your free trial. It comes with free trial. Very comfortable, no obligation. List your business and start getting the results and enjoy the benefits of Yelp Business. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Rosetta Stone. Rosetta Stone is bringing you foreign languages. Learn from the experts, choose your plan to get started, sign up today. New Year is coming, and if your New Year resolution is learning a foreign language, Rosetta Stone is the choice for you. Rosetta Stone is offering you a long list of foreign languages: French, Italian, German, Chinese, Greek, Turkish, Polish, Portuguese, Vietnamese, and many more languages are available for you to get started today. Scan the QR code on the screen and sign up for Rosetta Stone and enjoy the learning experience of foreign language. Thank you very much. Hello, I'm Kevin Devecioglu, founder and host of the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. The American Business Podcast is America's fastest growing educational business podcast network in this age of AI. As you know, a couple of weeks ago, we started podcasting as a service, PaaS, powered by the American Business Podcast. As part of this service, we help businesses set up their business podcast within the American Business Podcast network, and we help them broadcast with the help and support of Team ABP, the American Business Podcast. As part of this service, I'm happy to announce that we have a new business podcast called Anywhere Apps Podcast Channel. As you may remember, we have been promoting Anywhere Apps in the American Business Podcast, and Anywhere Apps are coming from Kerr Consulting, now Cherry Bekaert. Fundamentally, Anywhere Apps are designed for digitization and automation of business processes. In this scope, Anywhere Apps are offering a long list of modern software systems, business software systems, such as CRM Anywhere, Nonprofit Management Anywhere, Asset Management Anywhere, Quality Assurance Anywhere, advanced planning and scheduling anywhere, and many more. In each Anywhere Apps podcast segment, we'll talk about technology for business, as well as practical use of AI and business software systems. And we are planning to share educational content to help small and mid-sized American companies to adapt change in terms of technology. I'm very excited for this podcast, and I just wanted to share this news with you. And I'm looking forward to having you in the coming The American Business Podcast episodes and Anywhere Apps podcast, which will be live very, very soon. Thank you very much for your support and for your interest, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. It is time to sign up for the online monthly networking event, networking and podcasting together. It is called Connection America Business Alliance, partnered and powered by the American Business Podcast. During this unique business networking event, you'll be able to meet with other business professionals. At the same time, you will be in the American Business Podcast in front of thousands of business-minded YouTube subscribers, viewers, and listeners of the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. Connection America online monthly networking events are interactive. You'll be able to meet with other seasoned business professionals, and at the same time, you'll be able to interact with viewers and audience. That's a unique event. It is because it's podcasting plus networking. If you are in business, you should be networking. And if you're not networking, you are losing business every single day. That is why we created online monthly networking event called Connection America Business Alliance, CABA in short. Scan this QR code and sign up today. When you scan the QR code, you'll see the list of coming monthly online networking events. Pick the one that works for you and sign up. We have limited seating, and today is the great day to sign up for online business networking event. Networking plus podcasting. That is a unique online business networking opportunity. You can introduce yourself, your products and services, and you'll be able to network with other business professionals live on the American Business Podcast. Scan the QR code and sign up today. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Thank you for your support. Support for the American Business Podcast comes from Reddit. Do you know the biggest challenge nowadays for American small businesses? That is visibility. That's why we partner with Reddit for Business. Reddit has more than 400 million weekly visitors. Furthermore, Reddit is reliable. Reddit is the number one source for real reviews on products, services, and brands. There is a promotion going on. When you spend $500, you'll get $500 in ad credit from Reddit. True story. I am a Reddit user. Anytime I need feedback or review for a product or service, I go to Reddit. I get the real answers, real feedback from real people, from Reddit communities. Scan this QR code and sign up for Reddit advertising for your business. Get the visibility for your company, your products and services. Scan the QR code and sign up today. Thank you for your support. Would you like to start your business podcast? We are here to help. My name is Kevin Deveci. I am the founder and host of the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. When we started the American Business Podcast on February 28, 2025, we had only one mission in mind: to promote, support, and uplift American businesses, nonprofits, manufacturers, and the American business community. Within our first 6 months, we managed to pass 100,000 YouTube subscribers, and we received YouTube Silver Award. This is an important award. It shows our dedication to American business and to the American Business Podcast viewers, subscribers, and American Business Podcast community. Now you can have your own branded company podcast within the American Business Podcast network. You can promote your company, your products, your services, and you'll have instant visibility in front of thousands of the American Business Podcast viewers, subscribers, and followers. You can promote your company, your products and services. You can educate and inspire businesses and individuals. More importantly, you can tell your story, your brand story. How did you get started? What makes you different? And how you are helping your customers and communities. As you know, in the American Business Podcast, I've been talking to more than 100 American businesses. Each business has a story that is inspiring and motivational. I know your business also has a great story which is motivational and inspiring. It is time for you to have your business podcast within the American Business Podcast network. We help you start your business podcast and we help you grow your business. This is a great opportunity for you to be visible in the marketplace in front of thousands of the American Business Podcast viewers and subscribers. And this is a great opportunity for us to fulfill our mission to promote, support, and uplift American businesses. Please send us an email and let's get the conversation started. It is PaaS@americanpodcast.tv. Business podcasting as a service, powered by the American Business Podcast, the voice of American business. The American Business Podcast is America's fastest growing educational business podcast network in this age of AI. My name is Kevin Deveci. I'm the founder and host of the American Business Podcast, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you, working with you, and help you grow your business with your new business podcast. Thank you very much. Thank you for being with me in the American Business Podcast. If you'd like to be a guest in the American Business Podcast, please send us an email, guestbooking@americanpodcast.tv. If you'd like to sponsor ABP, if you'd like to advertise in our podcast episodes, please send us an email, growyourbusiness@americanpodcast.tv. You can advertise your company, your products, your services, and your brands in the American Business Podcast. Please send us an email, growyourbusiness@americanpodcast.tv. You can also visit our website, americanpodcast.tv, to learn more about the American Business Podcast as well as our coming streaming schedule. Now you can have your branded company podcast within the American Business Podcast network. We call it Business Podcasting as a Service, PaaS. If you're interested in starting your business podcast in the American Business Podcast network, please send us an email, paas@americanpodcast.tv. As part of our international expansion, we started international podcast editions, When you scan this QR code, it'll take you to our YouTube page. And please go to the podcast section in our YouTube page, and you'll see our international podcast editions. They are ABP Espanol, ABP German, ABP French, ABP Hindi, ABP Portuguese, and ABP Turk, that you can listen to American Business Podcast in 6 different foreign languages. Okay, well, we are in the process of increasing our presence in social media. If you're on LinkedIn, please scan this QR code and subscribe, follow us on LinkedIn. If you're on TikTok, please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our TikTok page. Please subscribe. Please follow us. If you are on Instagram, please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our Instagram page, and please subscribe. If you are on Facebook, we'll also appreciate your help and support. Please scan this QR code. It'll take you to our Facebook page, and please follow us. And finally, we are on IMDb, next to other reputable media productions. Please scan this QR code, go to our IMDb page, and please rate us on IMDb. We'll truly appreciate your help and support. I'd like to thank you for your help. Thank you for your support. I'm looking forward to seeing you in coming The American Business Podcast episodes. The American Business Podcast is the voice of American business. The American Business Podcast, America's fastest growing educational business podcast network in this age of AI. Thank you very much for your help, and looking forward to seeing you. Thank you.